Hello, everyone. I am Rene Brent from Rene Brent Hypnosis. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. I'm a best-selling author of my book, How Big Is Your Butt? I'm an instructor of hypnotherapy and really a person who loves love. And that's what we're talking about today. The title of this is, What Does Love Got to Do with It? And I have to tell you, everything. Everything is about what's going on here in your heart and how you're feeling about yourself. How you're feeling about yourself and the relationship that you have with yourself will reflect in the relationship you have around you and how people treat you. It's very important for you to understand, have some awareness of this, so you can begin to shift the relationship with yourself and from there feel safe enough to create the life that you want, the expansive life that you have with love. I'm doing this around Valentine's Day, but it's really, love should be something that, especially internal love, self-respect, listening to yourself, really should be something we should experience every day, all day long. And as my partner David says, it's Valentine's Day is for amateurs. It's when you warm up because you have to. I really would love for Valentine's Day to be about self-care, about for you to have the opportunity to be internal and do one thing that you've been wanting to do or you plan to do, or set some kind of ritual for yourself on Valentine's Day where you really feel like you're taking care of you, whatever that looks like. Don't let anybody judge that for you. A manicure, a massage, a trip, go to the beach, whatever it is, whatever brings you quiet and calm and space where you don't have to worry about anybody else, right? I'm going to encourage you to do it on Valentine's Day. If not this year, do it next year, or do it in 1 month or 2 months. It's very important. If I have so many clients in my private practice of hypnotherapy that take care of everyone. I was that way. I took care of everyone. I've been a nurse. I'm a nurse. I'm a hypnotherapist. I'm a mom. I was a community volunteer. It was about taking care of everyone else. And when you do that again and again and again, day after day, there's going to be a part of you that knows that you deserve more than that, that you want more than that you need more than that. And it's very important for you to begin to listen to that, because if you don't, there is going to be resentment perhaps down the road, or anger that's going to pop up and show up somewhere in a relationship. I mean, you may be arguing with your partner, about something that isn't even about that. It's about the fact that you're not taking care of yourself. And let me tell you, people in our relationships are not responsible for us taking care of ourselves. We train them how to treat us. If we don't set boundaries, how are they to know? They're not mind readers. They think that mom or my wife or whoever just loves doing that. They need to know, and you need to mirror for them, for your children, for your partners, how to take care of yourself. Because resentment and anger is so corrosive. It's so corrosive to the body. That chemistry just winds you up and it sits there. And if it sits there for year after year after year, when you're taking care of everybody else and not yourself, no self-care, no self-love, you're going to start feeling it physically. And that's what clinical hypnotherapy is about. I see clients all the time who have these aches and these pains and this disease, and their pain in their forearm or something that nobody can explain, or a shoulder pain that they've been to many doctors for. It's not physical injury. It's emotional harm that you're doing yourself by not taking care of you, not showing you the love that you deserve. Everyone has the ego state. And in my first book, How Big Is Your Butt, called Breaking, the chapter's called Breaking the Ego Code. And it's really about how to listen to our very powerful ego states. One of them is inner child, inner critic, and then adult ego. The inner child, that little girl within or that little boy within, guess what? Needs love. 100% needs to feel connected. A lot of the work I do is take a rescue mission back to the inner child, maybe somewhere along the road that didn't feel loved. that didn't feel cared for or important. If you leave your inner child and those memories back there, that's what your lens moves through every day, all day long. And then the subconscious mind, if it thinks that you're unlovable, will prove that to you. And you maybe draw people into your life that will prove that you're unlovable or not valued. Or you'll just stay in this safe little nest here of not receiving love because you don't deserve it. The subconscious mind's powerful. It wants to be right, and it wants to be right now. And it will create what you're comfortable with. So if you're not asking people to help you, if you're not open to letting people know what you need, then that's on you. It really is. And it's really up to you to decide what's in the way of that. When you're just giving, giving, giving all the time, it's very empty. I know you've heard of this saying, you can't pour from an empty cup, but we keep trying and we keep trying. And you will get sick. I see it all the time in my clinical hypnotherapy work. I've been a nurse for 30 years. So I love the mind-body connection and help people understand that when you really start listening and you let that little girl or that little boy within know that they're special, that they're lovable, and release them from any perceptions from back there and bring them forward, and you take care of them, and you find balance and ease with self-care and being the adult and taking care of others, wow, that's really powerful. When you're constantly bombarding yourself with these inner false beliefs and this inner critic, the heart can do something very interesting, which is it can close down. Remember, everything about us as human beings is for survival or pleasure. It's very simply put, but survival or pleasure, the chemistry, the anatomy, everything, right? So if you feel like you're being hurt all the time, or you're only living on the outside for other people, the inner child is pulling at you all day long. And the only way that you can make that inner child feel better is overeating or eating sugar or drinking or, just avoiding it. If you do that again and again, you're going to feel it in your physical body and your relationships. But the heart will only allow you to feel so much pain. It will close. There is a closed heart. A closed heart means that you don't feel all your pain, you don't cry all your tears, but you don't laugh all your laughter. It's hard to find joy. I know this in my personal life. My childhood, raised by an alcoholic mom, really understood that if I was going to get anything done in my life, it had to be me. I had to make it happen. So I became very like, this is what's going on, and I can't stop to feel emotions about this, and I'm just going to barrel through. And I did, and I created a lot of things in my life. I created a lot of success and was married for 20 years and had 3 beautiful children, and became a nurse, et cetera, whatever. Those are things, right? But internally, I'd closed my heart, and I loved my family. I had happiness with my family. Humor is a big part of who I am, but I didn't realize that I didn't really let people in because it wasn't safe. So it was closed. And when you have a closed heart, you don't feel the joy. You can feel happiness, you can have good time, but when you open your heart, it's scary. I thought I was strong because I was taking care of everyone else and pushing people, leaving people out here. And I didn't realize that that was just me and my little girl within, who was very hurt from back there and didn't want to feel that anymore, closing down my heart. And when I learned that there was such power in opening your heart and feeling that, it was life-changing for me. I did hypnotherapy, this work, when I was in training. I didn't even understand what that meant until I started doing this. And I get the honor every day of helping people open the heart and really feeling their joy, trusting people and letting people in. I have an incredible partner, David, that we just celebrated our 8 years together. And he was a gift to me because I was doing my own work, he did his own work, and when we found each other, we were just so beautifully connected. And because I had allowed him in. He's a giver, he's a caregiver, and I allowed him to help me. And I opened my heart to that. And there's such beauty in that. And there's such strength. It takes a lot more strength to let someone in. And when you do it, and when you trust that you can handle whatever come your way, life only expands and life only gets more beautiful, and you take care of yourself, and you give yourself permission to love yourself and care for yourself. So this is an open heart, which is life is expansive and often positive, and there's such trust in there that you can handle whatever comes your way. So life gets a little easier. A closed heart is protected. It is not inclusive. It's not really joyful. It's going against your grain. It's your little inner child fighting against you. That can be very difficult. And my clients who have chronic illness often have had a closed heart for a long time. Now, I don't want anyone to think that I think that physicality or disease is intentional, we create that. But I do know that there is an emotional component to it for sure. And I think in a couple of weeks I'm going to do just a video on clinical hypnotherapy about the mind-body connection. But open heart versus a closed heart. Love has to do with everything. Everything. If you take care of yourself and you work from the inside out, I promise you life gets a lot easier. If you can't do that, if you have a little child that won't let you anywhere near, if you can't feel emotions, if you feel disconnected from people, then I'm going to encourage you for self-care, for self-love this Valentine's Day. Begin to find a way to learn how to open your heart. Professional help, hypnotherapy, start with a therapist, watch some videos. I have a YouTube channel, Rene, Brent, Hypnosis. Go ahead, check that out. You have to take care of you, because this is the thing. If your subconscious mind says enough is enough, then you're going to stop. You're either going to get sick or you're going to feel stuck in your life. Things are going to start happening, and relationships, you're going to have awareness about relationships. Maybe they stop falling apart. It's very important for you to do this, and do it while you can. Do it from a place of health and wellness and confidence. Stuck is, as a hypnotherapist, stuck is my favorite word, because that lets me know that the subconscious mind has said enough. We deserve more. That little girl, that little boy within deserves more. And let's do something about it. And they'll amplify it. Your subconscious mind starts with a whisper, and if you're not listening, it gets louder and louder and louder, and it'll start screaming at you. So it's very important. What does love got to do with it? I'm always hearing that song in my head. And I'm telling you, from my experience as a hypnotherapist, as a nurse, it's got everything to do with it. From my personal experience, from a closed, protective heart to an open heart. There's so much waiting on the other side of that. And you absolutely can do it. You deserve that. You deserve to go from the inside out, looking out. If you don't set boundaries in your life, I tell people it's like having a house without walls. It doesn't feel very safe. And if you don't feel safe, your body, your subconscious mind is meant to protect you, will shut you down in all kinds of ways. Good. And you don't want anger. You don't want anger. And I'm going to teach you a very quick way right now how to do this, how to begin to open your heart and trust yourself and let people in and work from the inside out. There's a lot of ease, there's a lot of freedom that comes with doing that. So the important thing is to become the observer of your reaction to things. Listen, I've done a lot of my own work. I have a lot of awareness. I'm, do some sort of meditation with my clients or personally each day. But I have to tell you, crap comes up. And sometimes I'm just pissy. Sometimes I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on. So I have to pause. I have to become the observer of it. Life is life, and we can't wait for everything to be perfect to be happy. It doesn't work like that. You become happy, you learn some techniques, some tools, and you trust that you can handle whatever come your way. And now you're coming out in the world open, but still feeling safe, you see? So when you become the observer of your reaction, When you become the observer of your physical sensation, remember when you're in anxiety or fear or doubt or anger, you're going to feel it physically. That's called the felt sense, feeling the sensation of emotion, energy, and motion. Your subconscious mind is talking to you through your body. So don't ignore the physical sensations. We have words in our English language like heartbroken, sick to my stomach, gut wrenching. These are all words to indicate physical feelings with emotional qualities. So when you start to learn to listen to your physical body, you're acknowledging your subconscious mind. That's all it wants. When you learn to allow emotions, to observe emotions or physical sensations or even thoughts, then they can flow through and out and you keep an open heart. Accept yourself where you are this very day, all of it. Even if your life looks like a big something, I was going to say something bad. I can't cuss on these videos. Even if it feels like things are falling apart, be the observer of it. Don't be swept away by it and let it carry you away. That never feels good. You cannot problem solve when you're being swept away by your reactions or the reactions of others. So it's very important to become the observer of that. And I'm going to teach you right now how to become the observer, how to sit in the seat of the observer. Now, this might take some practice, so you can watch this video again and again. It's on Rene Brent Hypnosis YouTube channel, and really get good at this technique, because if you become the observer, then you can keep an open heart. If you have an open heart, then you're going to create such joy in your life and freedom, and trust yourself that you can move forward each and every day. So let's go ahead and just, I'm going to start this with your eyes closed. Go ahead and close your eyes. Please don't do this while driving. And as your eyes are closed, just take a breath in. Good. Do this for you, for nobody else. Take time right now to do it. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue. This is called the alpha sequence, and on many of my videos on my YouTube channel. But as you relax your tongue and your jaw, you're quieting down your nervous system, you're quieting down your language centers in your brain. So just relax your tongue and your jaw as your eyes are closed, and just take some breaths. Inhale and exhale. You're just quieting down your brain waves. You're going to, and even a light trance. When you do that, you have more access to your truth. That's where change happens. That's where real change happens. You're not going through the wall of the conscious. You're dropping it down a little bit and getting in there. So now I want you to imagine you can look up into that space in your head. And as you're up there, you can float around if you want. It's my favorite place to be. This is when you're really connecting to yourself. But in this velvety darkness, in this space here, I want you to imagine that you're sitting in between your two physical eyes, looking down at your body or looking down at yourself. Or you can even imagine that you're outside of your body looking down at your physical body. You're going to become and sit in the seat of the observer. Remember, you're up and out of the reaction. You're up and observing it, so you're not sweeping away. If you allow emotion, it will release. We just have to learn to acknowledge, observe, and release. To keep an open heart and take care of yourself, you have to learn to acknowledge, observe, and release. This is the formula for an open heart. So go right there from that space there, however you are, above it or right there on the space, almost like you're looking down, you're sitting on a bridge looking down at your physical body. Now, as you're there with awareness, being the observer, just pay attention now to your physical sensations. Maybe it's you're getting hungry, it's the end of the day. Maybe you can feel the rise and fall of your breath. Just observe. Now, these sensations can be positive, negative, or neutral. You don't want to be carried away with them. Just observe and allow. Maybe if you're thinking about what's going on in your life right now, or maybe you're lonely or feeling alone, feel that in your body. Where do you feel that in your body? Don't assume it's going to be in your heart. It may be in your gut. It may be on your shoulders. But just observe that physical sensation. I also like to, when I'm observing the physical sensation, I like to imagine that I can very magically send that sensation love and acceptance. When you accept all of it, all of your bitchiness, all of your frustration, all of your inability to communicate, perhaps, just accept that that's where you are right now, that your best is good enough. And if there's areas you want to improve, you'll do that with self-love and self-care and keep an open heart. So as you're observing the physical sensation and send it love and acceptance, notice that it's going to reduce. It's going to get smaller. So you can make new decisions, not based on the amplification of the physicality, but on a quieter state when you allow. So you're going to observe the physical sensations, positive, negative, or neutral. I'll be quiet for just a minute and let you do that. Now you also may be having some thoughts come through around that. Why is it here? What is this? Da-da-da. Be the observer from this elevated space between your two physical eyes looking down or above. Observe your thoughts. Now those thoughts can be positive, negative, or neutral. You just want to be loud so you're not swept away with them. Because every thought creates chemistry. And that chemistry is going to show up in your physical body. So you see what we're doing? You're observing the thoughts, you're observing the physicality, and you're allowing emotion. And when you do that, you're allowing the chemistry that those things create to quiet down. So from that space on the seat of the observer, observe the physical sensation and your thoughts. They can be positive, negative, or neutral. And in this state of seat of observer, when you feel like those things have quieted down, now you can observe your emotions. Those can be positive, negative, or neutral. But you don't get caught up in them. You don't have to understand everything about them. You don't have to analyze them. It does not help you. Just observe, allow, acknowledge. When you do this again and again and again, you will keep an open heart. It will move through. You'll feel better physically. You'll be more present to yourself and others. So just take a moment, continue at that seat of the observer, and just allow, observe thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations. And again, you can do this again and again and again. And when you get really good at it, doing it with your eyes closed, guess what? You can be the observer with your eyes open. From that seat of the observer, you'll keep an open heart and you can observe your reactions. You can observe someone else's reactions. Do your best, like a positive, start with a positive thing and be in an experience with someone or other people and just take a quiet moment and just observe, almost as you're looking down at the whole thing, and observe their physical reaction, their energy that you feel from them, how you're responding. It's incredible to be the observer. When you have a little bit of distance, you can see things so much differently, and you can allow. If they're negative and they move through you, then you're going to have an open heart. You're going to create this self-love, self-care, and that's going to be reflected. I have to tell you, opening my heart and connecting to myself was the best thing I ever did. But I can see that I mirrored that for my children. My children saw me open my heart. They saw that, and there's nothing more powerful for that, because I reflected to them that you can love yourself under all circumstances. The best thing that my partner ever told me once is I came in, I was being a little bit bitchy. I don't know what was going on with me that day. And I said, ugh, and I got over it pretty quickly, right? And he said, I said to him, how can you love me this way? You know, a little lighthearted. And he goes, that's when you need it the most. And I have to tell you, I'm going to hand that to you. When you're feeling uncomfortable, when you're feeling angry, when you're feeling lost, confused, love yourself, because that's when you need it the most. As your eyes are closed there, I'm just going to count down just to relax you even more. Let's go deeper. You can come back to the seat of the observer anytime you choose, again and again and again. I'm going to count from 10 down to 1. When you get to the 1, you'll just be more relaxed, even a more incredible observer to your truth. Now you can count along and listen to my words with each number that you hear. You just go deeper. 10, going deeper, deeper and deeper relaxed. 9, down, down, down. At the same time, relaxing your tongue and your jaw. 8 and 7, deeper now. Deeper relaxed. Deeper relaxed. It's safe to relax, taking care of yourself now, even if it's just a few moments. 6 and 5, down, down, letting go. Feeling this chemistry start to quiet down. 4, relax, relax, relax. 3 and 2, down, 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 and 1. Deeper now, deeper now. With every sound, with every breath you take, you stay in this relaxed space. Just allow any sensations to move through you, relaxing even more with every breath as you go deeper. Just allow my voice to go with you. And just float in this expansive place. If thoughts come in, just allow to step aside. Float in this velvety darkness. Just send some beautiful energy. I'm going to have you breathe and just send beautiful energy right to your heart. I know it sounds a little corny, but just breathe and move that through. Take a big breath in, right? Send it right to your heart center. Exhale anything that's in the way of that. It may even have a color that feels very calm and safe to you. Take a breath in, let it go right down to your heart center, and exhale anything that's in the way of you really being present for yourself. Self-care, self-love, self-acceptance. It's got everything to do with it. Another breath in. Exhale. Let it go. Let that energy continue to move through there in your heart. You may even feel it now. You may even feel it just tingling in your body. Just allow that to happen. And show your mind how powerful it is. It's very important that we see what's on the other side in an open heart. And I want you to imagine yourself, sense yourself moving forward, where you take time once a week, once a month, every 3 months, every 6 months, whatever it is in your life, that you plan something, plan a time for you where it's just you taking care of you, where you have some space to find your truth again. Notice what that feels like, where you feel that in your body. Be the observer of that. See yourself beginning to set boundaries with people and asking people for what you need. It might be a little scary at first, but trust that. Fear and excitement feel very much the same. Feel how exciting it is going to be for you to let people in, to know what you need, and draw people into you that are going to take great care of you as well. See it, sense it, feel it. If we see it, if we get a grasp of it, when we have an idea of it, we can create it, and you're the only one that can do it. So I want you to return to this space, the seat of the observer. Relax your mind. It doesn't take much to get into this space. Do it often. Take care of you. Set boundaries. Remember your value. You're an important and valuable part of this world. When you get up and out of this meditation today, I want you to just go and write down some things you can do for yourself and how you want to take care of yourself in a new way. When I count from 1 to 5, you'll be right back here to your regular waking consciousness, but you'll feel connected to your heart, to the seat of the observer, so you can allow emotions to move through you without being swept away. Create a life that you love. 1, coming back, more and more the sound of my voice. 2, clear-headed about your ability to move forward step by step. Set the boundaries, open your heart, feel safe and secure. 3, rested and refreshed. You're going to remember this entire session. You'll be able to write it down, whatever came forward for you. 4, beautiful energy still moving through that heart center through today, tomorrow, your long, healthy life. And when you're ready on number 5, eyes open, back here to your regular waking consciousness. Take care of you. Let every day be Valentine's Day for yourself. Be well. If you have any questions, if anything come up, you can always contact me at Rene Brent Hypnosis at iCloud.com. You can set up a free 15-minute meditation 15-minute call with me at ReneBrentHypnosis.com. And of course, always check out the other videos and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Rene Brent Hypnosis. Bye now. Be well. You got this.